Hey everyone, and welcome. Have you ever looked up after a storm and just been stopped in your tracks by a rainbow? It's gotta be one of the most beautiful things in nature. But how does it actually happen? Well, today, we're gonna follow the journey of a single ray of light to uncover the brilliant science behind it all. Let's get into it.
Right? It's a sight we've all seen. But what is really going on up there to create that perfect arc of color? The secret involves this beautiful combination of physics, light, and millions of tiny little actors all working together in perfect harmony. So, at its very core, the idea is wonderfully simple. Sunlight, which just looks white to us, passes through water droplets, and bam, out comes this incredible spectrum of color. But the real magic, the really cool part, is in the how. How in the world does a simple drop of water unlock all the colors hidden inside a sunbeam? Okay, so to understand how that split happens, we first have to understand the light itself. And this brings us to a really important idea, the hidden nature of sunlight. Here's the first secret. What our eyes see as white light isn't a single color at all. Nope, it's actually a mix, a blend of all the colors of the rainbow, all mashed together. Think of it like a secret code, just waiting for the right key to unlock it and reveal what's inside. And that special key, it's a single tiny raindrop. So let's follow one sunbeam on its epic four-step journey through a droplet to see exactly how it unlocks those amazing hidden colors. Here's the basic roadmap for what happens. First, the light goes in and bends. Then, it splits apart. After that, it bounces off the back, and finally, it makes its grand exit. It's this little four-step dance that repeats millions and millions of times over. So let's break it down. Okay, step one. It all starts when light changes speed. As a light ray moves from the air into the denser water of the droplet, it actually slows down. And this change in speed forces the light to bend its path. It's kind of like a car veering a little when one tire suddenly hits a patch of mud. Now, this bending has a proper scientific name, and that name is refraction. This is the fundamental action that kicks this whole thing off. It's so important that, well, no refraction, no rainbow. It really is that simple. This is the first absolutely critical turn on our light beam's journey. But here's where it gets even cooler. Not all colors bend by the same amount. See, each color, from red all the way to violet, has its own unique wavelength, and that causes it to bend at a slightly different angle when it refracts. This tiny difference is what pries all the colors apart. And you guessed it, this process has a name too. It's called dispersion. So think of it this way. Refraction is the bend, and dispersion is the split that happens because of that bend. This is the exact moment the raindrop works its magic, revealing that hidden spectrum that was inside the sunlight all along. And the result of that dispersion is, of course, the familiar spectrum of colors we all know. Red light, which has the longest wavelength, bends the least, while violet light, with the shortest wavelength, bends the most. So now, inside that one little droplet, they're all traveling on their own separate paths. But wait, the journey isn't over yet. Once those separated colors get to the back of the raindrop, they don't actually leave. Instead, they hit that inner surface and they reflect. They bounce back toward the front. And this little bounce is the crucial turn that aims the light back in our direction, back towards our eyes. And finally, the grand exit. As each separate color beam leaves the droplet and moves from the water back into the air, it speeds up and refracts one more time. This second bend spreads the colors out even further, really fanning them out so we can see them clearly. And with that, the journey inside the raindrop is complete. So we've just seen the incredible physics happening inside one microscopic drop. Now let's zoom out, way, way out, and see how this process, when it's repeated millions of times, creates that massive, beautiful arc we see in the sky. The key here is just scale. A rainbow isn't made by one drop or 100 or even 1,000. No way. It's the combined effect of millions upon millions of them all performing that same little four-step dance at the exact same time. And this, right here, is the final piece of the puzzle. From where you're standing, any single droplet only sends one specific color to your eye. The red light that you see comes from droplets that are a little higher up in the sky. The violet light you see comes from lower droplets. And all the drops in between send you the other colors, creating that perfect layered arc of color. It's amazing. The cool thing is, now that you know the science, you're going to start seeing it everywhere. Rainbows aren't just in the sky after a storm. You can actually find and, yeah, even create them yourself.
A really perfect analogy for a raindrop is a glass prism. You've probably seen one in science class, right? It takes a beam of white light and does the exact same thing a raindrop does. It bends it and disperses it into a beautiful spectrum. So yeah, every single raindrop is basically nature's tiny spherical version of a prism. And here's a really fun way you can prove this whole thing to yourself. On a sunny day, just stand with your back to the sun and spray a fine mist of water from a garden hose in front of you. And voila! You'll create your very own rainbow in the mist, proving all the principles we just talked about. And you'll notice whether it's from a huge rainstorm or your garden hose, the conditions for seeing a rainbow are always the same. You just need 3 things. Number 1, the sun has to be at your back. Number 2, water droplets have to be in front of you. And number 3, the sunlight has to be nice and bright. That's the recipe. So let's just wrap this whole journey up. In the simplest terms, sunlight enters water droplets. It splits into colors, reflects inside, and then it comes back to our eyes. That's the whole magic trick in one sentence. So there you have it. Now you're in on the secret. It's not magic, but it is this beautiful, predictable dance of light and water. And the next time you see a rainbow, you'll know the incredible journey that light took through millions of tiny prisms just to reach you. The only question left is, where are you going to spot your next one? Happy hunting!